you talking about? Of course I love Nintendo. But if there was one other... Hello and welcome guys and girls to another edition of Double Jump Gaming. I'm at home, it's been a while, but yeah, it's now the weekend, so thought I got a little bit of spare time, so I will fire off a few things to you guys. So no real news to report, as the usual kind of rumour mill. I know a lot of people at the moment are looking at Labo, which is very exciting. The new VR kit's obviously out very, very shortly, so there's a lot of people getting testers, a lot of videos going out, the trailer's out obviously. So yeah, not a lot at the moment, but you know, more will happen, more will come out I'm sure, so looking forward to that. I just want to say the past couple of videos and stuff, I feel, I don't know whether you guys have kind of felt it as well, but I'm just a little bit more confident in myself the past couple of videos, sort of the way I'm speaking, acting, just being a little bit more myself, a little bit more chilled with the videos, and I think it's kind of down to you guys, your feedback, which yeah, I really, really appreciate, so thank you very much. So, getting into it, what did I want to talk about today? So, I said previously, you know, I wanted to do a few videos to let you guys know a little bit about me, about my gaming history, that kind of thing. So, I wanted to kind of throw another top 10 out there, sort of early doors, just for you guys to get your teeth into. I will try and get some imagery into this one. I know there have been a couple of comments about, you know, obviously adding images of the actual games or consoles, so I will do my very best. As say, my resources and my tech is quite limited, but I will do my best to kind of add things in and edit things as best as I possibly can. But yeah, so today what we're going to go with, or what you guys are going to hear more about, is my top 10 SEGA games of all time. Now, when I say SEGA games, I mean a game that I have played on a SEGA console. Now there may have only been a few, but yeah, I know these games have been re-released and redone, and well, not all of them, but some of them on different consoles, and you know, but yeah, just games that I have played on Sega consoles at that time, normally around, you know, when they come out initially. So yeah, there isn't a particular order. I'm trying with these to put them in some sort of order, but it's so hard. For me, they're all great. Yeah, we'll see what you guys think. So I mean, first off for me, okay, it was gonna be a top 10, but I couldn't. There was a couple that sort of snuck in. So just a couple of little ones, which probably a lot of people laugh at, might not even remember. Some of you are probably too young, which makes me feel old, but I'm not, I promise you. Is Earthworm Jim. Earthworm Jim, fantastic little platformer. Loved that game. Didn't really make a lot of sense, but didn't really matter. It was fun. Me and my mates had a great laugh with Earthworm Jim. So yeah, played that on the Mega Drive, I believe. Was it the Master System? Mega Drive, I think it was Mega Drive. But yeah, great little game. So I thought I'd chuck that one in there. The other one as well, which was awesome. Really, really difficult controls I found at that time. A little bit awkward, but loved it nonetheless, was Desert Strike. Awesome little game. You know, we used to have like, I remember like scrolling through the map in your chopper or your Apache, whatever it was, and then like the little ladder drops down, you pick up the man and off you go with him, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. Brings back a lot of memories, that one. Tough though, I do remember it being really tough. Sometimes we'd have to go in, you'd have to like airstrike these radar stations. Yeah, not easy, not an easy game at all, but great, really, really good fun. So yeah, just a couple of little ones that I thought I'd kind of chuck in there. I wasn't going to, but yeah. So yeah, I mean number 10, really, it's not number 10, but it is just 10, was Mortal Kombat. Loved Mortal Kombat, brilliant game. I was never very good at Mortal Kombat, I'm still not very good at any of the Mortal Kombats. I wish I was, wish I had the patience for them if I'm honest, but yeah, loved it, loved that game. Violence, obviously for me, and you see, I didn't really get the violence side of things because I don't know, I didn't see that when I played that game. And I played that game, I remember in the arcade as a kid, I remember going to swimming practice and finishing that and playing on the arcade machine and playing Mortal Kombat and didn't bat an eyelid. No, I didn't even realise it was going on. I didn't kind of go home and go, oh, it's so violent. It was just awesome, great fun. Tricky, a hard game, especially when you're a young kid as well. It's a hard game, but yeah, really, really good one. Definitely, it deserved to be on that list. So, Mortal Kombat is on there. Moving on, I've mentioned it many times before, certainly not number 9, but it is number 9. Streets of Rage, Streets of Rage 1 and 2, I'm going to put in there. It's my channel, I'll do what I want. So yeah, 1 and 2, both awesome games. One was great, but I think 2 just kind of honed the whole thing, made it amazing. The third one, it's okay. But number 2 was just awesome. The fighting, the kind of the side-scrolling element of it, just loved it. And the co-op was awesome. Like I've mentioned before, I could play the co-op over and over and over and over and over and over and over. It was so good, and still do to this day. It's a wonderful game, wonderful game. So yeah, once again, another good one, deserves to be on my list. So, another one, similar game, but I actually played this after I played Streets of Rage, was Golden Axe. Brilliant game, and once again the co-op on that was so much fun. I love the potion side of things. Obviously you could pick up, like, you could hit those little like elf bug guys, they carry the bags on their backs and you'd like whack them, and they drop potions. And yeah, obviously if you pick up like a potion, pick up one potion, you can like summon some magical elements that destroy your enemies on the battlefield. But if you grab, like, I think it was like 4 or 5, you got like the ultimate magic thing. I can't remember who it was, but somebody, one of the characters, it was just like a dragon that just goes raging down across the screen, just burn everything to cinders. Awesome, so good, absolutely love that. And it's a tough one. I mean, games like Streets of Rage I could kind of get to grips with, but Golden Axe, I really struggle with Golden Axe. A real tough one to get anywhere, but worth it. So yeah, great SEGA game. Love that. Moving on, I'm just looking over because I'm checking if I've missed anything. I don't think I have. I'm being very unprofessional here with my list, so I do apologise. It should be all in there, but it's not. It's not. My memory doesn't work so good. Call it old age. Call it what you will. So yeah, moving on from that, Street Fighter 2. Once again, kind of a Mortal Kombat. I remember both arcade machines being side by side, as I say, at the swimming pool where I used to swim or do my swimming lessons. And it would be one or the other. After my lessons, I'd be able to play one of them before I went home. And for me as a kid, it was the same sort of thing. I found, apart from when you got to like M Bison, which I was never going to win at, actual Street Fighter was easier for me to grasp and to play, and I've owned it now on many different consoles, many different Street Fighters, and yeah, just found it more pick up and playability for myself. As I say, I'm not great really with fighting games. I like them, I enjoy them, but I'm not the best at them. But I will always give it a shot. So Street Fighter for me, brilliant one, really good. I think for me as well, because I'm more kind of like sci-fi and fantasy in everything with me, with books, film, cinema, I think that's why I don't know, it just got me a little bit more, because it was, you had Blanca, and you had those kind of like, those elements with Dalsim that were just a little bit more, they weren't just two people kicking the hell out of each other kind of thing, which I found more with Mortal Kombat. But yeah, it's still in there. They're still fantastic. They're level pegging for me, but 2 great games. So yeah, definitely on that one. Now, moving away from kind of the old school stuff, Crazy Taxi, which I played on the Dreamcast. Bloody love Crazy Taxi. That was such good fun. So simplistic. But really smooth. I mean, even for the Dreamcast, it looked really smooth. And, you know, once again, it's been ported and it's on everything. You know, you can pretty much find Crazy Taxi everywhere. But I loved it. It was such a simple little game. And you could literally, you know, I could go and play something that would kind of like take a bit more time. Like for me, oh God, Phantasy Star Online. Love Phantasy Star. and the people who still play Phantasy Star online. I mean, the fact that they've still got those forums open and things is just incredible. It says so much about the franchise, it really does. But you know, I'd play that for hours and hours and hours, get a little bit bored. Well, not bored, but you know, your brain would start to swell. You can feel the pressure, and you just crack on a bit of Crazy Taxi. Brilliant. Play that for an hour. Just smash about, fly into things, go at a million miles an hour, drop people off their destinations. Just easy to play, loads of fun, loved it, and definitely deserves to be on there. You know, it's a cool game. So yeah, for any of you young'uns might not have seen that one, have a look. Crazy Taxi is awesome. It is awesome. Another one which is really good, and for me, it's a genre in itself. I don't know. The only thing I can kind of maybe slightly relate it to would be like Tony Hawk's. Not even sure which one. I know there was one of them or a couple of them with an element of like tagging or something. But anyway, I'm going off track. Jet Set Radio, once again on the Dreamcast. I was going to say it then. I was going to swear. Not going to. PC. We're all PC here. Pokemon. PC. It's very late. I'm sorry if I'm delirious. It is quite late at night. I do apologise. Yeah, Jet Set Radio is awesome. Oh my god, the designs of the levels, the character design, that cell shading. I'm a big fan of that. You'll find that. I'll go on about things like that quite a lot. I loved it. It was so cool. Cruising around the streets and grinding on the rails and just seeing the sparks fly off in that big, bold kind of font. Awesome. Absolutely loved it. Loved that game. Played it to death. So much fun. So good. Yeah, and certainly another one. If you haven't picked it up, if you don't own a Dreamcast, find it. It'll be somewhere, you know, and give it a whirl. Honestly, it's a brilliant game. You know, God, if they ever re-released that or remade it or did another, you know, I'd be so happy to play through something like that again. Just a completely different type of game. Loads and loads of fun with that. Loads of fun. So I'm dribbling now, so I'll try and kind of speed things up. Just trying to think. That was it. That's what I was going to say. Zool. Zool was an awesome one. Once again, very different. But yeah, a great game. You were like a little ninja, little ninja in black with a red band around your head, if I remember rightly. And you were like in a candy world, like a sweet world. And I can't even remember Zool that well. That's weird. One of the first games I played all the way through as well was Zool on the Mega Drive. But a really cool game, quite dark if I remember rightly. Quite like, it was like Sonic, but I don't know, just like I always found like a darker element to Zool. But yeah, I need to play that again actually. It's definitely on the list because it sticks in my mind, because as I say, it was one of the first games I ever completed, absolutely. But I don't, yeah, it's really all I can say about it. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back and have a go at that one again, I think, because yeah, it's always stuck in my mind. But yes, once again, I'm dribbling, I am. Don't worry, I know. So last couple, I promise. I'm sure I've gone through them all now. So yeah, last couple. Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I'm gonna just collab them together. I mean, what more can you really say, you know, about the little blue speedster? It's Sonic at the end of the day. The fact that, okay, he was an absolutely useless orange ball of nothingness in the second one, but Tails, it was multiplayer at the time, technically, sort of. It wasn't. He drowned a lot. It wasn't. So yeah, Tails was great. He was fun, you know. He was great, and it was just about, I think, if you were playing Sonic, obviously we'd always play. Me and my friends would always play like, you play until you die, and then the next person has to go. But when you had Tails with you, great. You know, you could just flutter about. At least you're on the page doing something. You know, brilliant. So yeah, awesome games. Level design, the music will stick with me forever. Just awesome games. You know, I absolutely adore Sonic, and those couple of games are just, they're my childhood encapsulated. Them, you know, the early sort of Mario games is what it was all about for me for many years. So yeah, last one on the list, it probably was going to be my top, if I'm honest, probably was going to be number one, and it kind of has fallen into number one, which is quite handy, would be Shenmue on the Dreamcast. If you guys haven't played it, if you've heard about it, you might have heard the rumours going on for years, decades it seemed like. Probably was. God, that's sad. But yeah, a long time, you know, saying they were going to remake it, and obviously they've remade it. And go back and play Shenmue on the Dreamcast. I think a lot of youngsters nowadays, I think a lot of them wouldn't get why it is such a big deal to a lot of people. At that time, I'd never played anything like that. I didn't think that was possible, if I'm honest. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of gameplay. The fact that you could walk around a town, you could speak to every individual person in that town, they would all have a different story at different times of day. You know, the weather would change, the people would change their patterns. It was insane at the time. You've got to think this was on the Dreamcast as well. You know, we're talking back in the 90s here. Okay, late 90s, but it is 90s. You know, and it blew my mind. It really did. Okay, if you go back and play it now, yes, it's cheesy. It is cheesy, but I think deliberately so. You know, it's a wonderful game, and you can get, well, I got lost in that game. It took God knows how long for me to finish that the first time around, like really finish it. But it's incredible. It's such a good game. Try and picture yourself back then. If you do play that, if you haven't played it and you go out and you give it a go now, don't compare it to other things nowadays, because you will. If I'm honest, you may end up disappointed with it. You know, I'm blabbing on singing its praises, but just imagine back then, nothing like that really being out on a home console, and then playing that. It really blew my mind. It really did. A fantastic game. The story, yeah, you know, like I said, it's funny, but it's a cool little story. It's a cool story. Really good. Yeah, it's a big shout out. And thank you very much for hearing everybody after all those years and actually going and making another one. Thank you very much for that, guys. So anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm waffling. It's very late, as I say, so I do apologise. Thank you very much, guys and girls. Thank you so much for all your support on here, on Twitter. I will leave a link for my Twitter account, actually, because I keep forgetting to do that. I will pop that in there, so if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. If you've liked this video, obviously click that thumbs up. That would really be wonderful. It really does help. Obviously click that subscribe button as well if you haven't already done so, guys. And don't forget to ding the bell on your way down, just so you guys are notified every time my videos go live on YouTube. So yeah, thank you very much, guys and girls. You're all amazing. Take care, and I will see you very soon. Bye.